Hi everybody, this is Amit Kumar and you're watching Qlik Sense. Welcome back again. Today's video is about understanding of Qlik Management Console for Qlik Sense. So let us understand what are the major components available in Qlik Sense Management Console. Qlik Sense Management Console is a centrally managed console or administrative environment to manage your application effectively, starting from the deployment to distribution to security and many more things. So all those activities of the Qlik Sense Management Console are generalized in four different groups. Number one, manage content. Number two, manage resources. Number three, governance. Number four, configure systems. In this video, we will understand each component step by step. So let's move on to understand the first group, that is manage content in Qlik Sense. So first of all, as you can see, this group is manage content. Here we have various components: apps, content libraries, data connections, app objects, stream, etc. Same way for managed resources, we have audit, security rules, custom property, etc. Governance is focused on monitoring of the app. It has various monitoring consoles. And the fourth component is configure system. Let us go to understand all this group of resources one by one. So let us understand how we can access to QMC. You first have to go to the browser and then write HTTPS, the computer name, it might be the local host or the particular IP address, and slash QMC. This QMC will open with your Active Directory credential, and this is the home page as you can see. Let's move on. So the first component is app. How we can deploy an app in QMC. So this interface shows how we can deploy app. Okay, app in Qlik Sense is a task and purpose specific document which whose author or owner name is stored in this section of the QMC. We can reuse, delete, modify and share an app in this particular module. Okay, so in order to upload the app, you have to first upload and the app over here. As you can see, just import the app. You have to click on import and then you have to import the app. And while you are importing, you need to import the app to a particular stream. I'll tell you what is stream in the subsequent slides. And here you can see I've given the app name, QMC app current library, and then you need to give the app name, and you have to choose the stream and OK. So the app will be listed over here, and thereafter you have to go and you need to publish the app. Unless until you do not publish, your app will not be available in the QMC. Okay, first of all import and then publish. So the next component is content library. Qlik Sense content library. So content library are the platform where users share the content of their apps. They can create a library and secure it with usernames and passwords. Okay, so this is the library name, and here you can define the credentials, how you can make it authorized with the make it secure with the username and password. So all the contents of your app, relevant content of your app will be uploaded in the content library. So how you can secure the content library? This is the slide which I shows here, the user and the name, and in the user you can define the values, what all user is going to access the content library you can define over here. Then coming to the next is Qlik Sense data connectors. So in order to access the data connections, you have to in order to access the data which is there in the Qlik Sense uh, content library, you have to create a connection. So everything in the Qlik Sense are named as like libraries, okay, master library, content library, connection library. So something like that. The data connection library is there. The connection library is established with the external data source through data load editor or the add data option, and you can define a path of the data connector and select the data source and load it from the data source library. Here, this is a connection object which will be created, and this will let you to access the data directory from the Qlik Sense data load editor. And coming to the next, we have here Qlik Sense app object. So what are the app objects over here? The app object app object section contains the entire list of the app present in the Qlik Sense, which can be managed over here, and you can manage the seeds and stories of the app from this particular section. Okay, inside a particular app, you can have all your sheets and all your stories listed over here. You can specifically publish, unpublish a particular story of app from this particular app object sections. As you can see, a particular app here, you have all these sheets available. Okay, and the app name is, let's say it is a license monitor. Okay, this is the app. Inside this app, this is the app. Okay, in the license monitor we have multiple stories, and here this is operation monitor. Here we have multiple stories. Right from here we can enable and disable a particular sheet. We can publish or unpublish a particular sheet. So if there is an operation monitor is an app, inside that app we can see multiple sheets. Okay, I can filter out a particular app to see all its listed objects, like objects of the app are story and sheets. So I can take further action to the next level of a particular app from this app objects. So now, just for rephrasing it, what are the app objects? App objects are stories and sheets, and in the app objects we can see story and sheets of a particular app, and we can take further action like publish, unpublish, approve, unapprove. Okay, and activate, deactivate, all this activity we can perform right from here. So coming to the next, we have Qlik Sense streams. In this section you can read as well as publish the app, sheets or stories. There are two type of streams in which you can publish the app. There is everyone and monitoring app. So as you can see, there are two streams by default which is there while you are creating your portfolio, QlikSense portfolio. So by default it is uh, everyone stream and monitoring app stream. If you want to create your own, you can create new over here and create your own stream. So stream is basically a logical boundaries where you can keep multiple apps and the respective app objects. Okay, all your app objects, relevant files will be kept inside a stream, which will be a logical boundary. Okay, so you can see here these are the streams, Qlik Sense streams. Inside these multiple apps are there. And there's options like what all the users apps are there, users are there, and security rules are there. So what are the items can be placed or can be kept inside the story? Those are apps, users, and security rules for a particular story or particular stream. So these are the users as you can see here, and what are the permissions given to this user are listed over here. And the last one is the security rules of a particular stream. As you can see here, these are the security rules against a particular app. You can define who all our user are going to access this particular um, app in a particular story. You can define right from here. Now coming to the task, after your application is uploaded into the Qlik Sense and it is being deployed to a particular stream, what is the next course of action? That is Qlik Sense task. The task section manages a wide variety of tasks and provides a range of operations. There are two types of tasks in Qlik Sense. Number one, a reload task. Number two, user synchronization task. What is reload task? Reload task will upload, will refresh your applications. Okay, reload task will refresh your application in order to populate the latest data in the application. However, user synchronization task will sync the newly added users. Those are being added to the active directory of your organizations. All right. Okay. Now the next is Qlik Sense users. So from this section you can access all the user details from this section which are imported from the user directories and manage it. You can also set the necessary rules and access type which you want to grant to a particular user. This is done by assigning a role to the user from the given list. The status of the user and its role is shown in the table given in the sections. Okay, so these are the status of the multiple users. What are the user ID and what is the role, active, inactive, blocked, or blah blah blah. This user belongs to which particular user directory, what is the name of the user, what is the user IDs. So all these things are available here. You can create a user afresh or you can create a user and add to a particular group. Okay, and a root admin user are the users who are the administrator of this QMC. They have the full privileges. One is the administrator here who has the root admin access, and the other one is a user who has been created by this administrator but it has been given the root admin access as well. So multiple users can also act as an admin to the QMC. Here it is the admin user, the multiple properties are there, identification and custom properties. Tags is something which will be called as its pet name. Okay, if you can assign a pet name to a particular or a reference name to a particular object through the tag, you can call it. So this is administrator user and user directory is this one. This belongs to this. User ID is this. You can define a particular role from it, whether it will be audit admin or a content admin or a root admin. Root admin is a super admin for this. Okay, if it is a content admin, if you are defining a particular user as a content admin, then in that case that particular user can upload your app, you can deploy the app and you can edit the app, all those type of activity it can perform it. Okay, so these are all about the first group of the Qlik Sense, that is manage app. Okay, so the second group of the Qlik Sense is manage resources. We have done with the manage app. Then coming to the Next is manage resources. So in the manage resources, we have multiple subsections or modules, which is QlikSense audit. The first one is QlikSense audit. What we can do from here in the QlikSense audit, we can kind of extract the information or kind of a log. Okay, so in this section you can query or audit QlikSense resources and users. You can use the audit queries to audit the security or sync rules in the system. The audit will return all the privileges that are available to a particular service. Let's say this is a particular app. I'm selecting a particular app. I just want to see what all users are able to access this particular app, what environment it has been given access, whether it is given access to a hub or QMC or both hub and QMC. Hub is the development platform where we can develop the or modify the QlikSense app. Okay, QMC is the deployment platform, and both means both hub and QMC access. Okay, likewise app objects, it can be a particular sheet or story. We can also see who are the users are able to access that particular story or a particular sheet. So all this type of information you can extract out of it. User, if you can select the user and extract the audit part, you can see that this particular user is having which particular role and what all features he can avail in the QMC side. Okay, as you can see, if you are selecting a particular user and then see, then here you can see that user can do what all things like read, update, delete, export data, publish, etc. So these are the type of privileges available to check against a particular user from this audit section. I've selected a particular app. If you want to see what all things can be accessible from this, then in that case you select a particular app and then both QMC and then start auditing. If you start auditing, you would see these are the two users. These two users are accessing what all applications: license monitor, operation monitor, QMC app. So what are the rights to them? Read, update and delete. These are the permissions are available to particular user. These are the root admin users to who are availing, we are availing, who are availing these services. All right, okay, these apps. So as a kind of vice versa, you can see user to app privileges or app to user privileges. Everything you can do it from here, this audit portion. And then clicks in security rules. What all the things can be done from these security rules? This section provides the entire list of security rules set for each QlikSense resources. So as I told, what are the resources of QlikSense first? It can be a system rule, can be a app, can be a app object. Okay, app object a story or sheet, right? It can be an extension. So everything are considered to be the resources of the app. Okay, resources of the QlikSense. So right from here you can see what all security rules has been given to this particular resources. Okay, these are the type of the resources. It's an extension. This is the app. These are the type, name of the resources, and these are the type of the resources. And in the descriptions, you can see what all security rules has been given to it. App, create app is a app. Likewise, export and app data is a app. Here, what all privileges are given? Everyone is allowed to export the app. Okay, app object. Here it is the owner publish app object. So this is the app object name and type, and it says the owner of this app should be admin. So these are the type of the activities, resource type, and the what are the security rules has been set on this, you can explore out of this window. Okay, and coming to QlikSense custom property, you can create security rules using this custom property section, and also you can define properties and values for security rules which will be applied to our resources. Here, these are the name of the resources you can define here, the name, and what is the type of this custom property, app, extensions, proxies, so everything you can select and then create the custom property over here, and according to that the custom property will be uh, applied to that particular resource. You first create the custom property name and custom property values you can define, and you can type, choose this custom property will be applicable to what resource, whether it will be applicable to all the apps or particular uh, you know resource, you can define right from here. QlikSense license and token, this is the next section. So from this window you can manage the number of licensing tokens, and you can allocate to different access types. Also you can see the license usage summary here. Also you can manage the user access allocation properties, and you can allocate and deallocate the access types to users from here. Okay, the particular users you can allocate and deallocate the user access type right from this window. As you can see, this is a particular user. GPN is a root admin user. You can see user access allocations. Click here and then you can see what all properties have been given. You can also deallocate the user from this. So when the user will be created here, only creating user will not be able to access the dashboard or QMC. It has to be tagged with a particular license. So first of all, this particular user GPN which has been created, which has been derived from this user directory, has been allocated with a particular license. If you want to unallocate or disallocate the license from this user, you have to simply click this, and there is option to deallocate right from here. Okay, you can deallocate, click on this deallocate button, where you can deallocate the license from this user. That means that user will be able to log into QMC but won't be able to do any transitions here. Okay, if he is logging in, then he will not be able to see the dashboards from this QMC. And the next is QlikSense extensions. Extensions are something which you are which you can use to visualize data and manage from this uh, tabs. Okay, so only the root administrator can got right has got right to import an extension into the QMC. So extensions are something which is a custom control kind of thing, right? The objects which are not available in the QlikSense, that can be created or leveraged from the Qlik libraries, external libraries, to QlikSense in order to utilize its functionalities. So while you're doing it in the desktop, you can put it in the root directory, but while you are able to access it in the cloud or from the server, you have to import it to the central repository of the QlikSense. Right from here, you have to import it. There's an import button. You have to import the source code of the QlikSense and configure the path so that QlikSense extensions would be able to be used in your QlikSense app from the server. Now, what is the QlikSense tag? Extensions which are used to visualize the data and manage from these tabs. So in this tag sections, the QMC tags are created and managed from this tab in the tag section. So tags are generated and attached to the resources, any resources. It can be a sheet, it can be a story, it can be a app. So you can add a tag to it so that they can be identified through searching and be manageable. You can give the name, let's say the name of the dashboard is order tracking system. In short, you can give OTS to access that uh, app. So OTS would be the tag for it. If you give the search the tag in the QMC as OTS, it will retrieve order tracking system. Okay, like that. Like that, we have a pet name for us in our home. See, our legal name would be different, which is a actual official name, but the pet name is something through which you can easily be called. Now, the user directory connections. So, user directory connectors is here. It's also called as UDC. This is used to connect to the configured directory connectors, directory connections in order to fetch user informations. So the UDCs are found by default in Qlik Sense and are generic LDAP, Active Directories, and ODBC, Access, Excel, and SQL Server, etc. SQL, etc. So there are the multiple type of user directory connectors are there. So multiple users you can create from the Qlik Sense, or you can import the users from the group of the users we have in our organization. So group of the users we can have like LDAP, Active Directory, and other sources are there. So these are the type of connectors you can choose and to import them to the QMC. So let's come into the third group of the QMC, that is governance, which is mostly the monitoring part. Okay, here you can see monitor apps in the Qlik Sense. Okay, so in this monitoring app sections, this is basically the governance section, which maintains the log file data, and from the monitoring app tabs, you can monitor and manage the performance aspects like a 24-hour summary, performance, task overview, task summary, session overview, and log detail. Okay, you can also monitor two elements from these tabs like license monitor and operation monitor. So we have the operation monitor and license monitor over here. So as you can see here, this is the license monitor and operation monitor. So coming to the license monitor, here you can see this license monitor is something which will give you a statistics of the uses of the licenses which you have purchased from the OEM. How many licenses are being used, how many are unused, how many are open or available to be allocated. Those type of things you can check from this license monitor governance statistics dashboard. And this is operation monitor. Here you can also see like how many total reloads of the apps reload per day, how many apps are getting reloaded per day, average reload duration of a particular app, and then what are the total number of reloads. Okay, these are the total number of reloads here, and reload by hour. So these are the usage of a particular app or usage of the apps in the QMC. Operation monitor does this thing. Okay, now coming to the fourth group of the QMC, which is QlikSense configure system. Okay, what all configurations you can do? Basically these sections is mostly a kind of a settings part. Okay, so you can do all those type of configurations, nodes in QlikSense. So nodes are basically the servers. Okay, one QlikSense instance which is installed on a particular server is called as single node. Likewise, you can have multiple node to balance the performance of the dashboard. Okay, so node in Qlik Sense functions with the help of the cluster of the servers or nodes connected to each other and to a central node. You can manage the central and sub nodes from here in this window. Okay, central node is something like when the user will be requesting to your dashboard, the request will landed on the central node and which act as a load balancer. Okay, and considering the loads in the sub nodes or sub servers, the request will be navigated or redirected accordingly. Okay. So engine in Qlik Sense. So what is the engine? The Qlik Sense engine, also known as QVS. Okay, Qlik Sense engine is managed from this tab, and you can manage the different aspects and properties of the engine right from here. Okay, there are various properties of the engine. Allow data usage, minimum memory usage, what all quota you can set out of here. And what is QlikSense printing here? This tab manages the QlikSense printing part, this which is also called as QPR. Okay, QPR service will take care of the data exporting and printing from the QlikSense. When you are reloading an application to print a report or export a PDF file, this service is responsible for doing that. And coming to next, what is proxies? Proxy is, in non-technical term, proxy is someone who will do your work in your absence, right? So this is what it is. So proxy in Qlik Sense, and this tab manages the Qlik Sense proxy service, which is also called as QPS, which handles the load balancing activity, authentication, and session handling. Okay. Now the next is Qlik Sense virtual proxy. So several virtual proxies also run on a single Qlik Sense proxy system, which enables multiple set of authentication, load balancing, and session handling properties, which manage on a one proxy node. So proxy is configured among multiple server nodes. When the user request landed on a central node, it will just the request will be navigated to the multiple subnodes through this proxy. This is also responsible for the load balancing activity. Okay. Now coming to the scheduler, I think this is the most popular part. Many developers know it. Scheduler is something which reloads the task or reloads the application to populate latest data. Okay. So QlikSense scheduler service is also known as QSS, which handles the scheduling tasks such as reloading of application and synchronization of user to QMC. Wherever your data will be, keep on changing in the database, this needs to be automatically reloaded in your application. Otherwise, your application data will no more be, latest, right? So this data will be obsoleted. So in order to avoid that, we reload the dashboard every midnight, which is the responsibility of this QlikSense task scheduler. With this, we can define the time, we can define the threshold, and accordingly, that particular time, the task will be scheduled. As a result, the dashboard will be refreshed. Now, QlikSense repositories. This tab manages the QlikSense repository, which is also called as QRS, Qlik Repository Services, which handles the performance and synchronization of the QlikSense app, license, security, and service configurations. So the QRS manages multi-node QlikSense site and also creates a connection between the repository directory. Okay, and Qlik Sense sync rule. Okay, what is the sync rule in the QlikSense? So this tab lists all the existing and available sync rules. You can you can manage them by edit, delete, and create new view option available in these tabs. So sync rules are the rules which will be defined by the developers in order to sync a particular data from a particular node. And finally, the QlikSense certificate. Okay, security certificate of the QlikSense. So this tab manages all the user certificate issued for authenticating service in QlikSense. So without a certificate, this QlikSense service will no more work. So in order to make it validated, you have to first install this package and then integrate the certificate to this QlikSense engine, so that this will be authenticated by the QlikSense. I hope it would have been comprehensively understood to you. If yes, please like the video and subscribe our channel to stay connected with us. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Till then, bye bye.